Welcome to my organizational behavior week 3 video diary for Colorado Christian University. My name is Jonathan Mills. You're going to have to forgive my appearance. My daughter and I have been ill and not feeling well this week, but I'm running out of time to get this done, so let's get it done. This week we were asked to choose a decision making model and use it in our personal and professional lives, one that we were unfamiliar with. I'm personally, there wasn't any of the three that I was unfamiliar with. Um, I tend to favor in my own personal life and professional life the Z model. Um, the rational model I prefer over the bounded rational model, but bounded rational model is good when in a time crunch, decisions need to be made in a hurry, or when there's not really enough information or access to enough information. Now, with that said, I chose the bounded rational model for this situation. I chose that based off of a past experience. I had some money that at one point that I feel the Lord it was calling me to invest into the stock market for the future. Um, and it was a scary thing for me because I had no experience with the stock market. But I prayed and felt led on certain stocks to invest in, and then I did some research on some IPOs or companies that were initially releasing stock to the public. Instacart and Arm Holdings PLC. On paper, to me, it seemed like Instacart was the winner, going to be the breadwinner. A lot of analysts thought that Arm Holdings PLC had overpriced their stock, and they talked about the amount of profit they would have to make for them to even be able to maintain their stock value, no less increase it. Um, so I ended up going with Instacart. I put close to $800 in Instacart. Uh, I've seen about a 13% return on that, made it $104. Shortly after I invested in Instacart, I felt God was telling me to invest in Arm Holdings. He says, "Well, I've already invested all my money, Lord. When I get more money, I can invest in that." More money hadn't come until just recently, and seems like I might be a little late because, as it turns out, instead of the 13% return, the $104 return I've seen on Instacart, had I invested in Arm Holdings PLC at the time, I would have seen a 167% return and about a $1,305 profit. So that's what I get for doing what makes sense, I guess. Just listening to the Lord. So I'm more tempted to use the bounded rational here, understanding that my concept of the world is limited and simple, but also acknowledging that God's is not, and that his wisdom is profound and unlimited. Um, so the rule of thumb in this decision would be follow what I believe God is telling me to do. The company God I felt like was telling me to invest in, I'd never heard of. This time I've been pouring thousands into investing in this company. Um, the conflict that has arose from that is that where my portfolio generally averages around an 11% return, I am now seeing about a 3.5% return on my portfolio. Um, the way I've managed that conflict is to stay in faith and to wait it out. But in the meantime, I did do some research on the company that I was led to that I felt led to invest in. I'm really hoping and believing and trusting that this was the Lord who led me and not just some wild notion of mine. I've learned to listen to these things more and more often as life goes on, though. Um, the company actually seems like a pretty good investment after I did some research. It's an African based company that offers broadband internet and mobile data services. They're a reputable company that was established in 1994. They're kind of leading and bringing information and digital age into Africa. Uh, and their stock value plummeted to about half of its value due to some unforeseen headwinds that gave some unexpected costs, and they are expected to recover. Also, they pay out dividends next month. So it's a company that's going to pay me for having invested in them next in just a month's time. So we'll see a little bit of return almost immediately. Not a huge percentage, but and then like I said, they're expected to recover and perhaps double in value even in a short period of time. So I'll be praying for that and believing in that. And God bless.